Coming up next on Bulldog Blitz, Samford's football team became Southern Conference champions for the first time in 9 years after a win against Chattanooga on the road. Find out the potential matchups for the FCS playoffs.
Women's soccer falls in the first round of the NCAA tournament against the University of Georgia, but find out how the Dogs put up a good fight in the second half.
And today is Samford's 4th annual Athletics Giving Day. Find out how you can impact Samford's student-athlete experience. Bulldog Blitz starts right now. Welcome to Bulldog Blitz. I'm Anna Hope Bigham.
And I'm Anessa Shively. Thanks for joining us. For the first time since 2013, Samford football is SoCon champions.
The Bulldogs bested the Chattanooga Mocs 35-24 last weekend to clinch the title. With the win, Samford earned an automatic bid to the FCS playoffs. The squad is now 9-1 this season, with the team's only loss coming to Georgia, the defending FBS national champions. The Bulldogs also set records with the victory, as their 7 conference victories and 8-game winning streak are both the best in program history. Head coach Chris Hatcher says there was a ton of well-deserved anticipation for the playoffs postgame.
Our guys have worked awfully hard, and they believe, and they keep finding a way to get it done. And this is my 11th year in the conference, in the first championship. Right there. So of course I'm excited, but I'm just very appreciative of our staff and our team. They prepare hard each and every day, and when you coach, you want to see the players do well, and you want to see them be successful. And today it was awesome feeling.
Samford will look to improve to 10-1 this Saturday as they wrap up regular season play with a home game in Birmingham against the Mercer Bears.
But how is the FCS playoff bracket shaping up? To tell us more about the bid potentials, we're joined live by Claire Crocker from the Bulldog Blitz newsroom. Claire?
Thanks, Anessa. Although they already have the SoCon title, the Bulldogs have a lot to play for this weekend against Mercer. The FCS committee will set the 2014 field this Sunday. Only the top 8 teams will be seeded and receive a bye to the second round. A win over Mercer this weekend would basically clinch a bye for Samford, but a top 4 seed isn't out of the realm of possibility. Going into the final week of the season, there are several impactful games left to be played. Montana State's host, Montana, College Game Day will be on site for the ranked matchup between the Grizzlies and the Bobcats. William and Mary fights against Richmond in a rivalry game that could determine the automatic bid for the Colonial Conference. Holy Cross needs a win over Georgetown to secure a bye, and a red-hot UC Davis team will play for their playoff lives against undefeated Sacramento State. FCS powerhouse North Dakota State looks to earn their first ranked win against North Dakota this weekend. You can watch the FCS selection show this Sunday at 11:30 at ESPNU. Back to y'all in the studio.
Thanks, Claire. The Bulldogs were named National Team of the Week by FCS Stats Perform in Athlon Sports. Quarterback Michael Hires was also named Offensive Player of the Week. Congratulations to the Bulldogs. Sports fans across the nation are mourning the loss of 3 University of Virginia football players killed in a mass shooting Sunday.
Police say a former football player at the school killed the players and wounded 2 other students. UVA has canceled classes and is holding vigils for the victims. Christopher Darnell Jones Jr. is in custody. Police have not yet revealed a motive for the shooting. The UVA football team says it's heartbroken by the loss. In a tweet this week, they said, quote, "There are no words to describe the tremendous loss to our UVA football family."
Samford police are now asking our campus to remain vigilant in the wake of this tragedy. Earlier today, Chief Tommy Taylor released this statement. He says Samford University is an extremely safe and secure working, teaching, learning, and living environment. However, it takes the concerted efforts of all of us to keep the campus safe and secure. Chief Taylor went on to say, in light of recent events across the country that involved weapons-related acts of violence, it is imperative that the entire Samford campus community be reminded that weapons are not allowed on campus at any time. Samford police are asking anyone who sees something suspicious to call DPS immediately. Chief Taylor says campus police are always available to respond to any concerns you may have.
Samford women's soccer faced a heartbreaking end to their season in the NCAA tournament Friday. Following their SoCon tournament win, the Dogs traveled to Athens for the first round of the tournament against Georgia. Georgia scored 2 goals early and controlled possession most of the first half, but Samford fought back and was able to build some offense in the second. The Dogs had a lot of quality chances and dominated Georgia in shots taken and shots on goal. However, they were unable to find the back of the net in the end. While the loss was disappointing, the team is holding their heads high. Sophomore Mason Wells says she is proud of her team's accomplishments this year and is looking forward to next season.
Wasn't the result we were looking for, especially after beating Auburn in the first round of the NCAA tournament last year. But looking at the whole season, we really do have a lot to be proud of. I mean, we were SoCon champions for the 9th year in a row, and we won the conference tournament despite facing a lot of injuries within our team. I'm just really excited for this next season, and I think we can have a lot of success going into the next year.
Soccer will return next fall in hopes of continuing their SoCon championship streak.
Men's basketball faced off against the Spring Hill Badgers this past Thursday. Spring Hill played the Bulldogs close all through the first half. At half, the score was 33-31 Bulldogs. After half, the Bulldogs took it to the Badgers and defeated them 80-61. Jaden Campbell and Jermaine Marshall combined for 36 points to help them improve to 2-0 on the season. Logan Dye finished just one board shy of a double-double with an 11-point, 9-rebound effort. Head coach Bucky McMillan says the atmosphere at the game made a huge difference.
Great with them. We feel them. We feed off their energy. And, we want to play good for them. Unfortunately, that wasn't our best game tonight, but we will play better in the future. And we got a great thing going. We got a great team here with our fans being on that team. So we're going to make good things happen in the Pete Hanna Center.
The Bulldogs are back at home this Sunday at 2 p.m. as they take on the Texas Southern Tigers.
Women's basketball has had a rough start to their season. After losing to Troy in the home opener, the Lady Dogs fell again to Vanderbilt 81-51. Then Samford battled Tennessee Tech in a close matchup. The Dogs eventually lost to the Golden Eagles 75-70. Despite the losses, some of the Bulldogs were standouts. The Dogs were led by senior guard Andrea Cornoyer and sophomore center Sussy Ngulafak. Cornoyer had a total of 68 points and Ngulafak had a total of 45 points in their last 3 games. The Lady Bulldogs play again this Thursday at Alabama A&M.
A heartbreaking end to the regular season for volleyball. The Bulldogs fell short to Wofford weekend by a 1-3 decision. This loss ends the regular season for women's volleyball, but they'll head to the SoCon tournament next week. SoCon will release the pairings for the tournament on Saturday.
Women's cross country placed 12th at the NCAA East Regional this weekend. The team received a total of 357 points for the race. In women's program history, this is the second highest finish at regionals. Samford placed higher than Miami, Georgia, and Mississippi State.
Coming up next on Bulldog Blitz, the Bulldogs pick up talent at this year's signing day. Hear more about the newest Bulldogs.
And it's Athletic Giving Day today. How your donations can make a difference in the lives of your favorite Bulldog teams. We'll be right back. Welcome back to Bulldog Blitz. Today is the day. Samford's 4th annual Athletics Giving Day is here.
Giving Day began this morning and runs through tomorrow. Samford Athletics has set a goal of 500 donors for this year's campaign. Director of Athletics Martin Newton says he'll match the first $3,000 given by former student athletes. Director of Development Maggie Folker says today allows fans to bless the Bulldogs.
Athletics Giving Day is a day dedicated to supporting our student athletes, really rallying around them with our gifts, our earthly treasures, whether it's a big gift or a small gift. All gifts make a difference, and all gifts are needed.
The Bulldogs say they're feeling good about the donations so far, but they still need your help.
To tell us more about how your donations will be used, Bulldog Blitz's Lydia Guffey joins us live from Harry's.
Anna Hope and Anessa. I'm here with Associate Director of Athletics, Cody Jackson. Cody, tell us more about what makes Giving Day so important to Samford Athletics.
Yeah, Lydia, thank you. Giving Day is important because we need every dollar that we can get at our level. We don't have the TV money that comes in from, the SEC, the ACC. We don't have the bowl money that FBS schools get. We're really dependent on our donors to be able to provide these gifts, to be able to be used for our student athletes.
Donations use.
Yeah, so, if we're talking about, our conference championship winning football team, the price to outfit them from helmets, pads, cleats, uniforms, the whole deal gets into the thousands. It's not cheap to outfit one student athlete, let alone, almost 390 that we have on our roster here. So, doing that travel to any of our away games, we're the only Southern Conference school in the Central Time Zone. So we've got to cross over the Eastern time zone every trip we go to. Nutrition, feeding our student athletes, making sure that they get the nutrition that they need to be successful on the court, or on the field. Anything that our student athletes can touch or that can touch them and make them more successful and continue to be the championship caliber teams that we have, we'll use it.
Right. That's awesome. And how can people donate?
Yeah, so it's super easy. Just go online at www.samfordsports.com/givingday. It's right there. Follow the prompts on there. Give whatever you're called to give to our student athletes. Some places they'll match donations. So if you give X amount of dollars, they'll give the same amount. So if you can give to a specific sport that you have a student athlete that you're passionate with, or just something that you like to support, we'll take every dollar.
Thanks so much for joining us, Cody. As he said, to learn more about Giving Day, visit samfordsports.com/Giving Day. And back to you in the studio.
Thanks, Lydia. The Bulldogs are already close to $33,000. They still need about 375 donors to reach their 500 donor goal.
The Bulldogs welcome 22 new athletes for the fall 20-23 season. These athletes spread across 5 of Samford's 17 Division I teams. Women's soccer had 6 join their roster: Margaret DeFranco, Brigham McElderry, Peyton Hull, Meg Rogers, Mary Ainsley Alec, and Martha Bishop will hit the field in the fall. Volleyball added Lexi Thatcher, Ashley Evans, and Lily Cords to their crew. Track and field welcomed Kirsten Bell and Ellison Chadwick as sprinters. They also welcome Ukrainian pole vaulter and U16 national record holder Antonina Tershenchenko. Anna Adams joins the Bulldogs as a long-distance runner for both cross-country and track and field. Adam Roth, Angela Pristo, Ben Moyer, Cade Carr, Evan Stegmesser, Jackson Harris, John Malone, Matt Manley, and Will Lawrence to their lineup. These athletes will begin their Samford journey next fall.
As some sports end their fall season, Samford student athletes start to focus on the process of injury recovery. Many Samford athletes have taken injuries this season. Samford Director of Sports Medicine for Olympic Sports, Amy Westbrook-Gay, says there is a large physical and mental toll injuries have on student athletes.
Yeah, it can take a huge toll on them mentally, especially if they're a high-minute player or an impact player on their team. To kind of take that away from them, a lot of athletes in general, they kind of find their identity in their sport. So it's trying to find a new identity in their recovery process.
The trainers say helping their athletes maintain both good physical and mental conditioning in the off-season is critical.
Women's tennis starts off-season training. The Samford women's tennis team previously wrapped up their fall training with 20-hour weeks. They're now moving into 8-hour weeks. The women's team says they'll be focusing on more fitness and individual work on court to prepare for their spring season. The Bulldogs will be keeping up the hard work for their return in the spring season against the Navy.
One Samford team is getting a new space to practice and play. Samford Esports can now call Cybert Hall home. The new Esports complex will be part of the $65 million Recreation Center renovation. The teams have competed virtually since spring 2021. Samford's Esports Director Cooper Sullivan believes the project will help the program thrive. Samford currently has teams in the NECC for Valorant and League of Legends. The lab will open in 2024 when Cybert Hall's renovations finish. That's all the time we have left for Bulldog Blitz. We're taking next week off for Thanksgiving break, so be sure to join us for our next episode on December 1st.
In the meantime, get all your latest Blitz news online at thesamfordcrimson.com or on Instagram at SNNSamford. Have a great day and happy Thanksgiving from the entire Bulldog Blitz team.